Movie night with JL Media is back. Hamilton 69 Max is where we're doing it. Hamilton, well, here I go again. I'm getting all fumbled here. They're taking our pictures here. They got the video going. We'll get into that. Hamilton Town Center is where we're doing it. It's Doctor Strange this week. We got Mitch going to join us here in just a minute, but first, Miss Mandy.
Hey.
How are you, dear?
Oh, I am so excited. Have you seen the lobby? I wish that our listeners could see the lobby right now. It is packed. The line at the concession stand is long. There's a long line for people to get tickets, and everyone I've talked to are like, they're seeing Doctor Strange tonight.
That's a good thing we have our own waiter here at Hamilton 69 Max. Yes, we do,
it's worth
people.
The wait,
Don't
though.
get jealous. Don't get jealous.
It's worth the wait.
Would you like to introduce our sponsor who's sitting here with us right now?
I would love to. We have Jason Haney of the Habitat for Humanity of Hamilton County. I'm stumbling looking at you.
Yeah.
It is a little mouthful.
Hamilton County Habitat for Humanity. How are you, brother?
I'm doing good, Johnny. How are you, buddy?
Oh, we're living large here, living large. We also have Paul joining us from DJ Connection. How are you, brother?
I'm doing excellent today.
We're going to get into DJ Connection here in a minute, but let's talk Habitat for Humanity, Hamilton County.
Yeah.
What's going on over there with you guys?
Oh, boy, we have an event we're really getting excited for. A week from Saturday, we're actually going to relaunch, kind of a re-grand opening for our Hamilton County Restore, located at I-69 and 96th Street, just off of Hague Road there in Fishers.
That is the 12th, right?
November 12th, from 9 to 4:30.
In this relaunch, what's going on? We're having a big event.
We're having a big event. Yeah, we got some prizes, door prizes that'll be available, refreshments, and we have gotten, I mean, the store is just packed right now. The donations that we've been fortunate to get, we're talking brand new hardwood flooring, brand new paint, tile, furniture, kitchen cabinets, anything you would need for your remodel project. Come and see us first.
Wow.
My brother went into your store just a few weeks ago because he's got a house and he is remodeling, and he said hands down one of the best in town.
Awesome.
He loves Habitat for Humanity restores anyway. He said hands down best store in town.
Now with a relaunch, is there a special sale going on, or are we doing hot dogs and a band, and what are we doing, bro?
Well, if you want, I'll sing for you. And no, you don't want that. Trust
Little
me.
song and dance.
No, we'll do, like I said, we've got some door prizes that are happening, refreshments and stuff, but it's really an opportunity for us. We've had some great sponsors that have come in from Northview Church to Grace Church that have helped us with some funding, and we've got the repainted, rebranded. It's just really improved the shopping experience there. So we want to opportunity to kind of celebrate those partners and our shoppers that have been with us now since we originally opened in March.
Okay. Well, Habitat for Humanity, Hamilton County, is coming on as a sponsor for JL Media Movie Night.
Very proud
2017.
Sponsor. Yes.
But we're already working with you.
Yes.
So I think that, I want to put it out there. Maybe we should talk to Mandy and see if we can get a live from episode from your relaunch store. We can set up in
really
there.
Fun. Yeah.
I know a guy that's a DJ that we can get and
there we go.
He has this sultry voice. He can come talk to us, Paul.
Oh yeah, we get a DJ out there and really liven things up. Get them out there dancing.
I love it. I love it. The dream team is coming together right here.
That's right. You've got a great marketing team right here in front of you, too.
Makes the dream work.
That's right.
That will not take much to put together at all. I think we should do that.
I'm in.
Here we go. Is there anything going on you need to let us know past next Saturday? Any special events coming up, or anything we need to be weary about?
Well, I tell you what, we do have one other thing we're really excited about. We have a new community that we're going to be building here in Hamilton County, kind of the first of its kind for our affiliate. And it's going to be located near 146th and Hazeldale, off of Cherry Tree Drive, north there. But what we're looking to do is we always have people asking how they can get involved. And, maybe I don't have a lot of time and I can't swing a hammer. How can I get involved? So we're getting ready to launch what we're calling Club 27. We're getting ready to celebrate our 27th anniversary here in Hamilton County. And what we're looking to do is have 1,000 people donate $27 a month for 2017 in celebration of our anniversary here. And if we get that 1,000 people to donate that $27 a month, That's going to not only fund all the infrastructure work that needs to go into building the community, but it'll go and start building homes for families here in year one. So for just $27 a month, an individual can have a big part in providing homes to families here in Hamilton County.
27 a month.
And that is a nice area. I used to live at
very
146th and Hazeldale for several years.
Yeah.
I love the area.
It's wonderful for our families. It's got a bike walking path right there to Dillon Park. It's a 77-acre park right on the corner of course, Fishers, Carmel, and Noblesville, and great schools. It's going to be an area that we're going to have 15 to 17 families that'll really be able to put down some roots there and come in community with each other and really change their lives.
That's awesome.
Oh, that's
I love
gonna,
it.
That's going to be great. $27 a month.
That's it.
That's it.
You know,
It's nothing.
I'm thinking we need to jump into that as well, Mandy.
Yeah.
I got to tell you, I love everything they're doing over there.
Yeah, me too.
Great
So
option for
awesome.
those tired of swinging a hammer, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've done that a
Exactly.
bit.
You can swing the hammer as well, but if you we'll take the 27.
I just want to destroy this stuff. I'm not good at putting it together, but
Right,
I'm really
okay.
good at swinging the
The
hammer and
demo part of it?
destroying it. Like, if you have that job, that's where I'm at.
Great. Yeah.
That'd be awesome.
That's absolutely perfect here. So, Doctor Strange, are you going to go see it, Jason?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, this is I love all the Marvel movies that have been coming out, and this one looks like it's. I mean, with each one that comes out, that bar keeps being set higher and higher, and I think this one looks like it's going to be right on par with those. So
Right on par. Right on par. Speaking of right on par, we have the general manager of Hamilton 16 IMAX. We're going to get the lovely Miss Mandy to start taking some pictures and Facebooking for us. Thank you, dear. My man, Mitch.
Hi, Johnny.
How you doing, brother?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm wonderful. Look at this packed house, man. You've got the lobby full here.
Yeah, we're rocking. I'm loving it.
You knew this was going to be a big movie.
Yeah, I mean, it's actually a really good week for movies. Doctor Strange, Hacksaw Ridge, and Trolls all came out this week, and they all got stellar reviews. And Doctor Strange is just a blast. I think it's really gonna surprise people.
Yeah. I mean, it's going to be something. The Hacksaw, I got to see it as well.
Oh, I can't wait. Mel Gibson's never made a bad movie,
Right.
so I'm super excited about that.
I almost said Clint Eastwood, so I'm glad you said Mel Gibson before I said Clint Eastwood because I knew better.
I mean, I love Clint Eastwood too. There's nothing wrong with Clint Eastwood, but Mel Gibson directed this movie after Passion called Apocalypto. Have you ever seen that movie?
I did.
I love that movie,
You-
man.
Really?
I
I
love
couldn't-
that movie.
I couldn't really get into it.
Give it a second shot.
Maybe
There's a
I
lot
need
there.
to. Maybe I need to. What about it, Jason? Apocalypto, have you ever seen it?
I loved it. I
Really?
really did. Yeah.
Okay.
It's very good.
Paul?
It was one of those
Talk to
intense
us, bro.
movies.
You can
It's
adjust
just-
that microphone if you need
Okay,
to.
that's-
Paul's like 7 foot tall. And you know how that
There we go, there we
go.
go,
I
there.
need you comfortable in there, brother.
Yes.
So are you a big movie guy? I know you love music.
Yeah, I am. I'm a huge movie guy. Really excited about Doctor Strange and just the visuals in it and what they're doing with the cinematography and everything there. But love lots of movies, a lot of old school movies as well. I like some old school throwbacks, talking Clint Eastwood and Mel Gibson never making a bad movie. So.
Right on.
On that note, let's talk about flashbacks here at Hamilton 16 IMAX. Because I came in Wednesday at 2 o'clock to see a movie.
Yeah, you saw Halloween, right?
Absolutely. I couldn't miss it. I told you.
Well, we're coming up on our holiday leg of flashback season, and we've got, excuse me, A Christmas Story on there and some other great stuff. If you go to goodrichqualitytheaters.com, you can see the whole list of the current run. The flashback cinema is starting to pick up a little bit. I think, people, especially on Sundays, people are starting to come out more for them, which is great. I love seeing the support for the program, and I think sometimes people flinch a little bit at the idea of paying, a regular ticket price or whatever to go see a movie that they could probably watch at home. But, I mean, as you saw with Halloween, it's so cool to be able to see it on the big screen, you know?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Some of my big movie buff buddies were worried about the ratio and the movie not exactly matching up with the screen. It was great. I actually took pictures in there. I'm not sure if I should have done that or not. I hope you don't get mad at me, Paul. But I took pictures of the screen and sent it to them. I said, you guys should be here. So
Yeah.
It was great. I actually caught Jaws a couple of months ago when you had it here.
Yeah, that's a movie I could watch. Like, I've said it before. I could watch that movie 100 times a year. I probably do watch it 100 times a year.
Well, that's just it. You have to. Every year you got to do Jaws, you got to do Halloween, guys our age. But to see it in the theater where we first saw it, I mean, it's so much better.
Yeah, I mean, I hate to sound like a snob, but I think there's something really important about seeing a film the way a director intended it to be shot.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? And it's really important. I mean, the lighting of the auditorium, the ratio of the screen, the way the audio works in a big room as opposed to sitting in your living room, all that stuff really affects the cinematic experience.
Sure.
And makes a huge difference in whether or not you're all the way in a show.
Mm-hmm.
And so, the thing that I love about, and some of the choices they make for flashback aren't what I would consider to be conventional choices, like Gremlins, for example.
Right.
Near and dear to my, to my heart from my childhood. But that is a crazy movie to bring back for the general public, but it works,
Absolutely.
And we do have a lot of fun stuff. I think Top Gun is one of our choices that's coming up. So
I'll never forget the first time I saw it was at Fort Jackson, South Carolina, when I was in basic training. I'll never forget that. So Top Gun has always been one of my favorites. What was interesting about Halloween, though, is it seems so much, I guess, opened up, Paul. Mm-hmm. I'm used to watching it on TV because that's the way we've done it, for years now. But all the little scenes that people talk about, you actually know this stuff then. I mean, it's supposed to be set in Illinois, but then if you look in the far background in the movie, in the street scenes, you see the big palm trees in the back. It was filmed in California.
Yeah. And there's other things, too, like John Carpenter loved to play with his camera. And there's actually some scenes in movies that if you are watching it in like a regular TV format, things don't seem to happen in the right event because you really need to have the whole screen to be able to see what's going on. There was a movie called Into the Mouth of Madness.
Oh, yes.
Okay, and a really good example of that is there's a dream sequence in there where he thinks he's having a dream, then he wakes up, and then it turns out that's actually a dream too. And then he thinks he's awake finally, and he turns his head, and there's like a demon, like just kind of like sitting on his couch looking at him.
Yeah. That's happened to me before. I've been married twice, Paul. To be very honest with you.
In the theatrical version, you see them both on the couch at the same time. In the VHS version, this is before they started doing cinematic cuts of releases.
Uh-huh.
It's pan and scan. So he turns his head, and you don't know what he's looking at, and then it pans over to show you the demon.
Right.
And so a lot of that shock of like, ah!
Yeah.
I remember seeing that scene in the theater, and I was like, I screamed like a girl. It's fine. Or like a very terrified boy. I don't want to be sexist, but
as long as you admit it.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, so the cinematic experience is where it's at.
Absolutely. One of the things, and I can't get off of Halloween because that was the last one I saw here just 2 days ago. It seemed like a gore fest when you're watching it, but actually there's no blood in the entire film.
Yeah.
The babysitters he was killing, he was choking them out. I think there's one where they spurt blood just a little bit on the car window when he's trying to choke her out, and Annie, and as she's dying, he cuts her with something.
Yeah.
And makes that noise in just a little spurt. And I mean, you think you're watching a gore fest, a bloodbath. There's just nothing there. God bless John Carpenter is what I'm saying. That movie was made on a shoestring budget. It was an independent film. And these were all unknowns. Hadn't really done anything or been anywhere. And it's just a classic.
The mystery there is what really terrifies you with it or something, the not knowing, not having all the blood in front of you. Your imagination does it for you. That really gets you.
Oh, yeah.
So with Halloween just being passed, Jason, are you a Halloween fan or a Halloween movie fan?
Halloween movie or just Halloween of the event?
Well, it kind of goes together. You can't like Halloween and not like the movie. I guess you can like the movie and not like Halloween. But, well, you're married with kids, right?
Yeah, actually, my kids are right here. Just got here. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. They just walked in the door.
Just walked in the door.
Are they going to come see Daddy?
Look at that. Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, Halloween's a little different now. Now it's I'm the one holding the bags and letting them run up to the door, and
yeah,
not necessarily one in costume and having all the fun now. It's fun watching them do it.
Oh, it's all fun. I have to go through the movies every year, though. Sci-Fi has the 31 Days of Halloween. So they'll
Yeah.
cycle scary movies through all month, and I've got to do my fill of it. So.
Nice.
So the kids are here. Jason, are you doing the movies with them, or they just come up to see you on the radio? Or?
Yeah, this is big time here on the podcast. They just wanted to see me on air.
Well, they
and-
need to come get a
yeah,
picture with you. Where are they? Is it the little girl with green hair? I just saw.
Where is she? She got the bow in her hair.
I don't know. There's a girl with green
Yeah.
hair. Is that her?
Well, they made their way to the games pretty quick.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
So,
All right.
Exactly.
I
What I
guess-
used to always come for.
I guess this is the wife over here I'm waving at. You can say it. I mean, if it's not a wife, please let me know because I won't stop. Okay, never mind. I just saw your hand. Okay, I'm gonna shut up now and move on. Doctor Strange, the name of the movie. Here at Hamilton 16 IMAX tonight is movie night with SwayyMedia. Hamilton Town Center is where we do this at least once a month. My man Mitch has got us seeing Doctor Strange tonight. You a Doctor Strange fan of comic book?
Yeah, Doctor Strange is a cool character.
Oh, yeah?
Definitely. He's got a cool history. He's one of those characters they made in the '60s, and so there's a lot going on there. He was co-created by the same guy who co-created Spider-Man with
Ah.
Stan Lee. So Stan Lee and Steve Ditko, kind of their two most famous creations are probably Spider-Man and then Doctor Strange. Doctor Strange isn't super well known, but he's one of the staples of the Marvel universe for sure.
All right.
And when Steve Ditko actually created the character, the comic book was famous at the time. And keep in mind, we're talking about the mid to late '60s where the character started to get popular. He had a lot of crazy, colorful visuals.
Right.
And almost psychedelic stuff in the comic book. And so the college kids who were dropping the vitamin L, if you know what I mean, were falling in love with the comic book and really getting into it. But Steve Ditko really didn't like it, that they thought it was psychedelic and all this
Sure.
stuff. And it really ticked him off that they were using it for that purpose. Which I always thought was funny. But yeah, he's a really cool character. He's really unique. His backstory, some of his backstory, the whole thing with him being a doctor and kind of being a jerk, makes him a lot of fun as a character. It also makes his story arc really interesting.
Yeah.
I don't want to talk too much about the movie because folks haven't seen it yet, but they've done a really good job in this movie of making him interesting and making it fun. And even if you've never even heard the words Doctor Strange in the same sentence before, this movie is really accessible for a first-time audience.
Perfect.
I mean, they really hit it on the head. I was worried they were going to pull their punches a little bit and not be out there and not really go crazy with it.
Sure.
And they brought just enough crazy, and made a really fun movie that I think people can walk in without knowing anything about anything and really enjoy it.
So you have seen it.
I have. I came prepared
Okay.
this week. I always get a bunch of.
Well, we normally don't do spoilers or anything. We love the passion of the anticipation of seeing it.
Yeah.
But the passion's still there with you, so it must be something there.
Oh, I really enjoyed it. Plus, it has Rachel McAdams in it.
Ah.
Rachel McAdams.
Well,
Chiwetel Ejiofor, who's amazing.
I'm glad you pronounced that for me because I was struggling over here trying to read it.
Let's just hope I got it right because I said it the other day and my wife said, "Bless you." I was like, man, no, that's it's like my favorite actor right now.
The main character, Stephen Strange, he is played by Benedict Cumberbatch.
Yes, sir.
See, now that sounds like a movie name anyway, Paul. That doesn't sound like a real name. That sounds like a penguin or something from Batman, right?
Right. It sounds a little bit like an hors d'oeuvre you'd get in London.
There
You know.
we are.
I was going to say that or a spice or something. I'm not sure.
Okay.
I was going to say he seems to be a great pick for how Doctor Strange is kind of a jerk there, like with the history of it.
Yeah.
I think Benedict Cumberbatch will really be able to play that well from the times I've seen him in Sherlock and everything there with
Well,
that.
we're gonna get back to Mr. Cumberbatch here in a minute, but we're gonna have to say farewell and adieu to Jason here.
Yes.
Jason's got to run.
Sorry,
He's
I gotta
got
tap out a little early tonight.
obligations.
Yes.
Do I need to do any editing, or are you mad at me or anything? We can just go with what I. Because
No.
I don't know the situation, but you
No.
blushed and you smiled real big. And
That's actually the ex-wife dropping my kids off.
ah,
Yes.
okay.
Yeah.
That's why she smiled but didn't
Yeah.
wave back. Okay, all right. I thought it was me. I thought. Okay, America, I did not know, so we'll just chalk that up. Brother, the 12th.
Yes.
Give us the address one more time.
Come see us at I-69, 96th Street in Fishers, just off of Hague Road in Cross Point Business Park. You get on 96, head north on Hague. We're the third and final exit or entrance into Cross Point Business Park before you hit the railroad tracks there. So
There
take
we
that
are.
road, you'll run right into our front door, and you'll run right into a bunch of savings.
Now, are you going to be there yourself?
Is that pretty corny? That was pretty corny.
Not at all.
wasn't it?
I was just going to go with it. Dude, I was just talking about your wife who you're not
This
married
is why
to
they're cutting
anymore.
me short. Yeah, tonight. Yeah, you get more like that.
You got to do the family man thing. I get it. Are you going to
Yeah.
be there Saturday?
Absolutely.
Perfect,
Absolutely.
perfect. We're going to try and see you. We've got a lot of recording going on that day. We're going to try and swing through just to hug your neck and
Terrific.
say we were there.
Love to have you guys.
Brother, we will see you on the next one.
All right.
Thank
Thanks
you,
so much.
Jason.
Take care, guys.
Yeah, and thanks again from Goodrich and for myself for your involvement with the program. We're so happy to have you, and we love the program. So thank you.
Well, no problem. This is it's a easy partnership for us. I mean, we're all about developing community and families, and I think what better way to do it than to come to come with your families to the theater and this is such a great one. I mean, just the things that you guys offer. The caramel corn. Did I see the caramel corn and stuff?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
We need to get you some caramel corn.
This
We can
is-
make that happen.
So this was an easy partnership for us, and we're proud to be a part of it, and look forward to the rest of this year in 2017.
Perfect. We are here, my brother. Habitat for Humanity, Hamilton County. Jason, thanks you for being here, brother.
Thanks, Johnny. Take care, guys.
I just like that guy. He's just a cool guy. Back to Mr. Cumberbatch, though. He is from London, England, Hammersmith. His real name, get this, it's even worse. Benedict Timothy Carlton Cumberbatch is his God-given name.
It's a family that likes syllables.
At least they didn't name him Senator. Put that kind of pressure on him. Senator Cumberbatch. DJ Connections. Let's talk about DJ Connections for a minute, brother.
Yeah, DJ Connection. I'm Paul here with DJ Connection, and we are really the professional option whenever it comes to choosing MC and a host for your event, whether it's a corporate party. Lots of holiday parties going on right now, but we do a lot of weddings as well. So lots of fun times just helping people celebrate the big events in their lives. And like I said, coming here into December, we do lots and lots of corporate events, and those people like to kind of wait till the last minute to book a lot of stuff, and so
Yes.
it's kind of gets crazy. But you know how corporate people are; they like to drag their feet on everything.
It takes them a minute, but when they come around, we work well together.
Oh yes,
We
yes,
work
I
well
love it.
together.
I love it.
Now, the company is based where?
So the company is actually based out of Oklahoma. We started 15 years ago in a college dorm room, but we definitely have grown out of that dorm room.
So did Napster, so you're going to be all right.
yeah, so we're the
and
old
Facebook and
IBM, the garage. I think we did the dorm room, the garage, and then but now we've got offices in Dallas, Kansas City, Denver, Houston, Texas, St. Louis,
and the coolest
and
one
Indianapolis. Indianapolis is the best, and it's actually in Carmel,
in Carmel.
in
Yeah,
Hamilton County here.
there
so.
we are. That's our Carmel connection. That's our Hamilton County connection. We love the businesses right here in Hamilton County.
Oh, I love it so much. It's like a family up here. It's really incredible. It's really nice.
That sounds like JL.Media, doesn't it, Mitch?
Sure
It's
does,
a,
sir.
It's a family. We are also joined on the mic right now by a new sponsor since we're talking about family here. We didn't mic check him in. We'll see how he does. Eric,
Hey,
how you doing, brother?
I'm doing well. How about yourself, Johnny?
Eric is, I guess, one of the founders, can I say that,
Yes, sir.
of SwayyMedia.
SwayyMedia.
Tell us about SwayyMedia, brother.
SwayyMedia was founded by myself and Matt Trees. We basically came together and thought that, the industry needed some new spunk to it,
Okay.
so to speak.
Some swag to your swag.
Yeah. So
Well, you do video production.
video production, editing, directing,
Okay.
the whole shebang, cinematographer.
All right. You got a long history with this, or is this new for you, or?
Me personally, I'm going over 6 years right now. Matthew Trees, a little over 14 years. So, yeah, we got some experience behind the camera.
Matt Trees, who's with us tonight as well. I'm just introducing him to our listeners and to you guys because I already know him. I already know his history. We've been studying him. SwayyMedia is now a sponsor of JL Media today.
Yes,
JL
sir.
Media now has video. So they're running around here tonight gathering some footage to put together a commercial for us. They're going to do a couple of shows with us and get us a commercial going. It's going to be interesting, man.
Interesting it is.
That's really cool.
Are you a local guy? Or
Yeah, I'm local. I was born and raised in Indianapolis. So, yeah.
is this your first time to Hamilton 16 IMAX is the next question.
No, this is like my third time here.
Now, you had a couple of meetings here, and
Yeah, with some other like-minded people, cinematographers, directors,
Okay.
spoken artists. Yeah.
all right. Speaking of spoken artists, I just saw Corey here the other night. You know Corey? You know
Not
everybody.
right off.
I thought everybody knew Corey from the Alley Cat Lounge. He is real big in spoken word, and I can't think of the name of the organization he's with.
Okay.
Corey Ewing. Okay. I'll tag him in and make sure that he hears me talking about it.
Sweet, that'd be nice.
So, are you a comic book fan? You looking forward to these movies?
I'm really not a comic book fan, but I love movies. I think that what's going on with Doctor Strange, I think it's a nice piece. You know, the director that directed it has some pretty nice history behind him. So I don't think it'll fall short.
You're making me look it up here. Who's the director?
Derrickson, I think. Scott Derrickson.
Boom, boom, boom. Okay. I can't find it here. I'm already lost.
Yeah.
I'm just going to believe you. How about that? Hamilton 16 IMAX, good rich quality theaters. That's what it is. Right here in beautiful Hamilton Town Center, Noblesville, Indiana. It's movie night with JL Media. Doctor Strange is tonight. So are you, Mitch, are you a DC guy? Are you a Marvel guy? Or are you both together?
I mean, I think I tend to lean a little bit more towards Marvel overall, but I just love all the comic books. So,
was there a certain character that leans you toward Marvel?
well, as a kid, I always liked the guys who didn't have a lot of powers. You know what I mean? So I was like Captain America, the Punisher, Daredevil was a big one. I read a lot of Conan. I liked Batman. I always liked the guys who were, I love the idea of somebody like Captain America having to deal with somebody like the Hulk and what he was going to do.
Right.
You got to be a little bit smart. You can't just be tough. You got to be clever too.
Paul, you're nodding your head at him.
Using the brains there.
You're nodding your head at him. Is that the same way you feel?
I think I've always liked that. I always like the backstory on the characters too, like really finding that out. And he's a little bit different. He's not just given his powers by a bite from a radioactive ant or something, or he actually is. It's a real, like, not to give anything away there, but it's a journey, and it's a real story to that, and I've always enjoyed that as well.
Okay, you talking about Doctor Strange itself?
Doctor Strange had
Doctor
like an
Strange.
actual. It wasn't just given the powers.
Sure. Okay.
I found Derrickson's information here, Johnny.
Thank you.
He
I'm
did
struggling here.
Sinister, The Exorcism, and The Exorcism of Emily Rose, which I thought was really spooky.
I did too. That was creepy. I liked it.
Yeah.
So we know.
Yeah, I've seen all of them. They're all good.
He's definitely got some spooky movies under his belt there. I was looking too. It's
Mind-boggling.
Sinister was better than Sinister 2. I got to be honest with you. But it is what it is, right, Derrickson? Very cool. Nice call there, Eric. You're getting your picture taken over there by Matt Trees. Is that a common thing?
It's very uncommon. So I'm always behind the camera.
Oh, DJ Connections, right there at a Carmel.
Oh, yeah.
Weddings and what else? I mean,
Weddings,
you specialize in them. And
weddings are really our specialty, kind of where we started out doing lots of those. Those year round, lots of those happening. But we've done 5Ks with different organizations. breast cancer awareness, which I think is something that you're going to be working on
Yes.
coming up. And then we've done different little events. Actually, one of my favorites was we did a robotics competition for Google. One of their, it's like a high school competition. That was really different, and kind of narrating that and kind of playing background music, but getting people excited about the competition.
That sounds pretty cool.
Yeah.
That sounds very cool. Well, you mentioned the breast cancer awareness. We're doing that charity. Actually, tomorrow we're going live with it, but it'll be on a live from episode. But we got some other things coming up as well. Something that Mitch may be interested in. It's a Kissmas story. There is a Kiss tribute band called Kist, K-I-S-T.
Okay.
Kist and Death by Misadventure, the AC/DC tribute band, are playing the Egyptian Room on December 10th.
That's going to be fun.
That's going to be amazing. Death by Misadventure is the actual term that was on Bon Scott's cause of death on his autopsy report. Death by Misadventure. Now,
Did not know that.
the drummer for Kist is a friend of the show, Preston Nash. He also is over the Learning Center at Sam Ash. The Learning Center, they handle Ash Rock and Generations. Basically, they take kids in there from the age of 10 to adults. I think they got a 70-year-old in there right now. And they put them together and they form bands. So a couple of those bands are going to open up for these bigger stars.
Oh, that's awesome.
Wow.
But Live From is doing a live day from the Mirage and interviewing all these people. We're
Sweet.
back in the thing. It's a Toys for Tots Christmas thing.
Sweet.
Oh,
So
very
it's
nice.
another big charity we're getting involved in. I know you're a rock fan.
Oh, yeah.
And
Sure.
I know Kiss and AC/DC. That's got to be right up your alley. I don't think we've ever talked about that.
I love AC/DC. Love, 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 love. I've got their latest album in my truck right now.
Really?
It's really good.
See, I hadn't heard the latest one. It's good.
Yeah, and one of the guys I work with here, he was like, Mitch, I want you to check out this record called Fly on the Wall, which I guess they produced themselves after some of their big hits. And it's really good too, man. Like, I mean, AC/DC is what it is. Like, it's 4 chords and a big chorus, like every time. But man, there's some really good rock and roll on those records. So I'm a big AC/DC fan.
Yeah, it's AC/DC. So, yeah, there's always some good rock and
Yeah.
roll.
Oh, yeah.
So has the style changed? I mean, have we grown, or is it still the basic?
I would say the songwriting it's pretty interesting, because when you listen to a band like that has such a deep history, it's really hard not to do something that's derivative of yourself.
Sure.
You know what I mean? But they did, so I think they rely on the strength of the song and the songwriting, whatever the story they're trying to tell, to try and do something. But there's a couple of just really awesome, really unique tracks on that latest record that I enjoy. Don't ask me the names, because my brain will fail me. But yeah, especially the opening track on that record. It's cool.
I got to hear it. Do you know anything about it, Paul?
No, I haven't. I definitely need to check that out. Big
So do you
fan.
have like a DJ set that you only have a certain amount of songs available, or do they request songs in advance? Or
Well, so what we deal with, since we do so many events with children and everything, one of our big things, we actually guarantee all of our music's radio edited. So always family friendly stuff like
Aw.
that. But we do have our set of stuff that's like proven, because a lot of our DJs don't have an idea of like 60s music and stuff. But we've got that set up for them, like At Last by Etta James. It's a great slow
That's a
dance
great
song
tune,
for weddings and stuff. And as they go on, they learn these things. But they make all their requests beforehand, so we get all that music for them. So we don't even have to worry about having internet access or anything like that, so nothing's going to really fail on us, because we do a number of events like out at a private residence where we don't even have cell phone service, or
Right.
Different things like that. So getting all that stuff beforehand is really important, and a really great way to make sure you're playing the music people want to hear there.
is there one track that just drives you crazy and you can't hear anymore?
I love playing it at the events, but Don't Stop Believing by Journey is now like kind of just burned into my mind. Lots of people just singing it and dancing. It's great at the event, but then if I'm on the road home and it comes on, I'm changing the station, like, for sure.
When I first moved to Indianapolis from Georgia, 2002, a friend of mine up here owned a couple of funeral homes, and I would go and basically host the viewing party. You know what I mean?
Okay,
So I
okay.
said viewing party for a funeral. You know, they'd set up and I'd run the visitation and I'd just stand there in a suit and look pretty and everything. And I'd, hook up the music and play what they wanted to play. If we want to do a video, I did that for them. I'll never forget, there was one visitation where we played Go Rest High on the Mountain by Vince Gill on loop for 4 hours.
Oh.
Never in my life would I sit through that song again.
Oh.
All due
gosh.
respect to Vince Gill, he's a phenomenal guitar player. A lot of people don't realize that. They concentrate on his voice. A guy can play a guitar. I'm just never going to listen to that song again. I've heard it enough in my life.
Can't blame you on that one.
Yeah.
What about you music-wise? Is there a song that you just is done enough and you can't hear it anymore?
I don't know. I go through phases. I'm a big fan of pop music. Like I like the heavy stuff just fine, but I grew up with my mom loving like the odd choices of pop music and folk singers, and my dad loving like the straight ahead California rock. He's a big Creedence fan and all that stuff. And then when I was a little kid, it was the time that Prince came up and Michael Jackson and all that stuff in their heyday in the 80s. And so I really love all that kind of stuff. And I remember Hey Mickey. I remember that.
I was going to ask you as a joke,
dude,
was that it?
It was AM, FM. Every MTV could not get it off their station. But it seemed like that one song played for like 8 months, and it was like.
That is so weird.
It's a good time for the great taste of McDonald's. Coming up, we have Hey Mickey.
Enough
You know what I mean?
already.
Like, oh man.
That is too funny. Growing up in South Georgia, once again, I would ride around in my truck. I'd pull out a Hank Williams Sr. cassette, and I'd put in an AC/DC right behind it. I'd pull it out, and I'd put in Prince. I went through pretty much the gambit. I grew up on Run DMC and the Fat Boys. Remember them?
Oh yeah.
Oh, my God. That was, I guess, before the Dr. Dre came along.
Yeah.
And I don't know why I look right at you when I say Dr. Dre. I went to the only black guy on the panel, I guess, when I said Dr. Dre. But I got big into that as well. Here I am, as a Southern country boy with his thick accent, and I'm digging them. What kind of music are you into?
I'm actually into.
Don't say Mickey. Don't say that. Hey, Mickey,
I
you're
like
so fine.
Lucas Graham.
Oh, yeah.
I don't like that new age rap music. It's just like
That's what I can't get
sickening.
into. Yeah,
to me.
yeah.
Don't mean to offend
What'd you
nobody.
grow up on?
I grew up on a lot of R&B, R. Kelly, Keith Sweat.
Yeah.
You like Tribe Called Quest at all? Mid-90s Tribe Called Quest?
I don't know what that is.
All right.
He's a young guy, I guess, isn't he?
Okay.
83.
It's cool. It was just a hip-hop band from the 90s. They had a lot of cool stuff going on. Very much, very different from some of the other things that were going on at the same time,
Yeah.
But I saw that they were going to be on the SNL with Dave Chappelle.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah, and they're one of those like really original groups that, a lot of deep musical influence and stuff that's really cool. So and they had been broken up for a long time, so it's really neat to see that they're going to be on the show.
That's very
That's pretty
cool.
exciting.
Always good.
That's very good. There's a lot of local talent around here as well. Do you ever get to play any local talent when you're DJing, or you pretty much have a...
I haven't personally yet. One of our DJs actually is pretty interesting. He did a wedding, and he had the Houston Philharmonic, like the orchestra there, like some people that were singing in the actual wedding, and it was kind of crazy. Like the whole crowd joined in, and everybody there was a musician and stuff. So I'm sure there were some local musicians there, but I haven't actually worked with anybody directly, like at an event. But I've met a number of people around here. One of the big bands, Xanadu. I've met them
Sure.
and stuff. They do lots of stuff at weddings and different events. So it's a great community around here. Lots of local artists that kind of have their hand in everything. So,
Well, that's how we met. It's through a local promoter here that's also a musician.
yeah, that is exactly correct.
Yeah. Let's give a shout out to Scott Klein.
Yes, Scott Klein is the man whenever it comes to that stuff, for sure.
Scott Klein Music. He's based over there in Broad Ripple primarily, but SwayyMedia is the sponsor of Scott Klein Music as well. We got our hands in a lot of things, Mitch.
That's right.
You know, we're branched out all over the place, movies and music and burlesque performers and pole dancers and pretty much anything.
I did enjoy my burlesque moment. I'd never met a burlesque dancer in my life, and
Oh, you mean back at Comic-Con?
yeah,
Yes.
you gave me a couple of them. I was like, well, hello.
We went live from Comic-Con, Paul.
Yeah, I was gonna say that.
And Mitch, being a sponsor here at Goodrich Quality Theaters, he came down and sat in with us.
I can't blame him. I'm loving it here, but I mean, that
Man.
sounds like a lot of fun there.
Yeah.
Oh, it was a blast.
Well, it was perfect timing, too, because we kept him around most of the day when he came down there. So he got to sit with burlesque performers and musicians, and I'm not sure if our PBR rep was there that day. I didn't think he didn't come until Gen Con.
Yeah, no, but there was a ton of stuff. Like you were interviewing, you know, you had Trekkies down there. You had all kinds of stuff, man. It was a lot of fun. It was
we
a cool
did some
day.
live music from there and everything. It was a good time. Got to go ahead and warn you, brother. We've been invited back to Comic-Con at 17, so it's going to happen again.
Fine.
Live from Comic-Con is what we're going to do. Hamilton, I'm sorry.
Oh,
Go
I was
ahead.
just gonna say if he has to. I mean, gosh.
Yeah, it's gonna be terrible for me.
We made sure he was taken care of. Steven as well. Steven came down for Gen Con. He had a good day.
He did.
We got him an Uber home. It was a lot of fun. Thank you, Crown Plaza. We love you. We'll see you soon. Hamilton 16 IMAX is where we're doing it. Goodrich Quality Theaters is who sponsors the whole thing. Movie night with JL Media right here in Noblesville, Indiana. I tell you what, Doctor Strange I do not know a lot about. I don't think I've ever seen the comic book. I know the name, and the trailers are just phenomenal. I think there's 4 different ones that I've seen. One of them's like 4.5 minutes long.
Yeah, and I gotta say, man, they did a really good job with their trailer campaign.
Yeah.
That's a cool job. You know, you're in editing, and you know, it's got to be really tricky to put together a trailer that's exciting, but that doesn't give too much away.
Right, yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's time consuming, and you know, you got to put a lot of thought into it. You just can't throw it together and think somebody's going to, you know, cling to it. So you got to put the right ingredients in there and make sure, you know, you create a, you know, good audience or whatnot.
That's what we should call the commercial they're doing for us, is a trailer. Shouldn't it?
There you go.
There you go.
Yeah,
trailer.
It makes more, yeah,
That's
I
right.
think it sounds deeper. Let's just
By
start calling it.
SwayyMedia.
Here we are. Trailer number 1. That's what we'll do.
I mean, let's keep putting the pressure on this guy here. He's been in front of the camera today, which he never does. So,
Right.
you know, we might as well keep it going.
Yeah, I'm getting used to it.
You haven't seen his work yet. You check out some of the stuff they got on that Facebook page.
I did. I watched their about video, and wow, that was incredible. They've done some work with some pretty big names around here. I was really impressed. So
Thank you.
I'm loving it.
Thank you.
This is going to be an interesting sponsorship. Now we got Mitch on video in front of a camera. I'm loving it, brother.
That's right. I'm only shy sometimes.
Mitch the man.
We're going to have you performing in front of a camera as well. How's all that going?
How's what
Are
going?
you working on your sound stuff there at the house? and
no,
you don't
man,
want to talk about it too much.
No, it's cool. I mean, you know, the music stuff is like when I get the bug and I got to write a song, I just write it, and I'm lazy about recording, so I just do like a dirty version of the song. Not a dirty. Yeah. No, like I just try to do a rough cut of a song, and I just do a video of it so that I can make sure I keep a copy of it. But I've been writing. I've been working on the screenplay, which we finished. We're tightening up now, and I think we're going to be sending it off to the copywriter. And once that's done, then I can start talking about it in more detail. I'm really looking forward to it. I've got 3 or 4 projects I'm writing right now. And one of them, Johnny, I know you're gonna love.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be
Go
a
right
lot
ahead.
of fun.
Tell me about it.
You got to tease us, man, something.
All I can do
Give
is
us a
tease
trailer.
you, man.
Give us a trailer.
Dangle a pork chop in front of a hungry man's face.
I can't
all right?
talk about it till I get it to the copywriter. I got to make sure I protect the material.
All
I-
right. Enough
I was
said.
gonna say the gleam in his eye is saying a lot.
I got
it's a
to tell
sparkle.
you, it's fresh in my mind. I'm working with a partner of mine named John Taylor, who has directed some films locally and stuff, and is a good friend of mine. And he's been working on just cleaning up some of the formatting on the screenplay and tightening it up a little bit. And oh man, it's turning out so much better than I could have ever hoped. And I'm just really excited about it. It's my first foray into this kind of thing, and I've really found something that I think I like doing it more than I like doing music, which is crazy to me.
Really?
Man, it's just, I don't know, like you sit down and you map out your story, and then you just start writing it, and you come up with the dialogue, and you just kind of dive into who these people are and start writing it out. And I could talk about this all day. I'm super high on it right now, so I'm really enjoying the process, and I hope probably by summer I'll have some big news about it. I'm
Very nice.
going all in.
Very nice. Movie night with JL Media. Hamilton 16 IMAX is where we're doing it. That is the lovely voice of the talented screenwriter Mitch, who's also the general manager here.
Sweet.
Well, we're talking about writers. Let me tease a little bit. You
All right,
know,
then.
we basically we've got a writer from Marvel Comics that's going to be on the show this year with us.
I heard
Awesome.
that. That's pretty cool.
I definitely want to get all the details down before I throw it out there, but she is writing for a major movie that's coming out. She is writing for a character behind a huge name that you definitely know. And she's living right here in Lafayette, and said she wants to do the show. So we're getting some real folks on here, Paul.
Awesome.
What do you think, brother?
It's huge news. That's impressive.
That's really cool.
Oh, those are just the things that we can tease. We've got all kind of stuff coming up in 17 with JL Media today. Okay, Hamilton Town Center. Right here is where we're located with Hamilton 16 IMAX. You've been here from day one, right?
Yes, sir. April 2008.
April 2008. You know, it seems a lot newer than that. Not that that's old, but I mean, I'll be honest with you. I was in a different town, and we went to a good rich quality theater, and they were remodeling it. You know, the town I'm talking about starts with a B and ends with a Berg.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
They're
absolutely.
remodeling that, and it's pretty rough in there. It's pretty rough in there.
Really?
But we stayed with Goodrich. We went to a Goodrich theater.
Have you been out there recently?
This was probably 3 weeks ago, maybe.
Oh, okay.
And the lobby was torn apart, and there were,
Oh, okay.
you know what
okay.
I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Full remodel.
Yeah.
Full remodel. Absolutely. You were having to step over equipment, and, you know, the floor was uneven because
Yeah.
they have boards. And but they're doing their thing. I figured they would close down and, like, I don't know, do something
We
for a week.
very rarely ever close our doors
Uh-huh.
for anything. We'll always do. Even the theater I went to help out in Chicago, they're doing a full-blown remodel. I mean, the face of the building and everything. We stay open, man.
All right.
We work around it and make sure we're available to the
So
public.
you guys are buying theaters and just remodeling instead of building.
No, we're also building. We're going to open a theater, the Riverview 14 GDX in Tampa.
Uh-huh.
Is coming up. I think that's going to be in December. I'm knocking on wood, my head, whatever it takes to make sure that happens. But hopefully for Star Wars. So that's a big deal. That theater is going to be really neat. It's got a restaurant, a full restaurant attached to it.
Oh, very cool.
All recliner seating. It's going to be gorgeous.
Very cool. We haven't got too much into the GDX, but we're about to do that right now. But we just lost Eric. Eric eased off on us, but we have his partner in crime, Mr. Matt Trees. Hey, my brother.
Hey, what's going on, brother?
Man, you walking around here taking pictures and video, everybody looking at you. Look like you got a few phone numbers from ladies out there.
No ladies, but I'll tell you what, it's definitely hard work sometimes out here.
It's not easy being you, huh?
Not exactly.
SwayyMedia. Eric told us a little bit about it. You excited about this, man?
You know what? I am very excited. I'm very excited about the sponsorship that we have here with JL Media today. I'm excited about all the network opportunities, but what I'm really proud of and excited for is my partner, Eric. He's such a brilliant mind, and me and him, I think we make a fantastic team and can get whatever you want out there.
Yeah. SwayyMedia, is there a website yet? I know you guys are working on it.
Yeah, we got a website. We're still I mean, it's visible. We had to throw something up. You can reach us at www.SwayyMedia. That's 2 Y's .net.
See, there's 2 Y's, Paul, because there's 2 of them. You see, they're partners.
I was going to say, they got a lot of extra sway to them there. Yeah.
Excuse me, GDX. I didn't know what it was until I was here the other day, and they were explaining it on the theater, on the screen.
Oh, yeah. We just added that trailers to kind of build some awareness. Giant digital experience.
Exactly.
Although I liked Goodrich digital experience too, but Giant's probably better. I don't know.
Well, people are by now are used to the Dolby experience, and they think that's the best out there.
Yeah, I mean, we do Dolby Atmos surround sound in our GDX auditorium, and we're really trying to make sure that it's the best example of picture and audio that we can get for each location that has our GDX branding. We've brought 4K into places. The theater I have is capable of doing high frame rate. It's 3D. It's got a big projector, big lamp, so the picture's always really bright. We went in when we did the remodel in our auditorium. We went in and put a floating screen, and the screen material itself is a new material in the industry that adds some brightness and some other things. So we're really doing everything we can to get as much color, brightness, and audio to our guests. And I love our GDX auditorium. I think it's a really, really powerful, immersive experience. I'm a huge fan of IMAX.
Absolutely.
And I can't not talk about IMAX when I talk about this theater. But I am a big fan of GDX. I think it fills a specific niche. Sometimes the IMAX, which I love, can be a little bit too big for people, a little bit too much. And I think GDX is a nice intermediary. You still have a big screen, but it's not, 8 stories tall and all that other stuff. So, and the Atmos, man, I am a huge fan of Dolby Atmos.
Really?
Yeah, and
now what's the difference in Atmos and straight Dolby?
Well, Atmos is their new technology. It is a 360-degree sound. So basically what they do, in your traditional, what I would call a 5.1 setting, you've got your front channels, which are left, center, and right, your side channels on the walls, and then the channels in the back, right? And so if you can imagine like a Frisbee flying around the room, or a helicopter, right? So the helicopter, goes around the room, and you hear the sound travel only along the walls.
Right.
So what Atmos does is it takes speakers and mounts them into the ceiling above the seating. And in addition, it targets the speakers throughout the auditorium. So when that helicopter moves, the sound goes from your left to the center, to another place in the center, and then to the right. So you hear the audio actually travel across the room.
How cool is that, Paul?
Wow, that's something else.
I'm thinking Apocalypse Now. I don't know about you guys, but we got to get Apocalypse Now in the flashback somehow.
Yeah, I'd be cool with watching Apocalypse Now again. I think we have shown that here once a few years ago. But
I'm sorry, Matt. Go ahead.
Yeah, talking about all these new theaters, this popped up a question. What do you see history as far as like a 360? You mentioned 360-degree sound, but 360-degree movie, since the VR experience and all that is coming into play here in the next 10 years.
Well, that's a really interesting question. This industry goes through phases of innovation. In the 60s, they had a system called Cinerama, which had was 4 different projectors and a giant. And when I say giant, man, I mean like the size of this building wrap-around kind of screen. IMAX even had some innovation. They used to do a lot of dome theaters. Though some of those are still around. They're not nearly as prevalent as they were like in the late 70s and early 80s. So it's really interesting to see what technology comes up. The thing about a cinematic experience is there's 2 parts to it. You want the big picture and audio, but you also want the community. And so there's some question about how small we want to make that experience for people, because part of the joy of like tonight going into the IMAX auditorium and watching Doctor Strange is being a part of the crowd that all gets excited together and cheers at the end. So I do think, and there's actually a theater that has used one of the Cinerama screens to create kind of that wraparound experience for some movies this year. They did Hateful Eight, and there's a few other pictures that are going to be coming up. I think that theater's actually in Seattle. So I know some people are experimenting with that stuff. There's also a lot of talk about 4D. We have D-Box full motion seats in this theater, but there's some talk about some technology that is going to expand that further, and add some more sensory experience. I think the important thing to me, just as a moviegoer, is I always want that. I don't want it to be gimmicky. I always want it to genuinely build on my experience. I think that's the most important thing to me. And as far as the choices we make as to what amenities we bring in and what technology, there's some big stuff on the horizon. Laser projection's a big one. High frame rate is a hot topic because sometimes people don't like it. So,
Really?
yeah, it's really interesting. It's almost too good.
I would have to be one that agrees with that. I do not like the high frame rate. I like the texture you got with the old film back in the mid 80s, the kind of warm feeling that you got watching that.
Yeah, and it's interesting. I don't think the problem is with the technology, and that's where I think the perception thing comes into play, is that it's really a thing of the filmmaking catching up with the technology, which hasn't happened before. Because technology is moving so fast now. So, it's all these little things are important. That the people who build the sets and the people who do makeup have to do it in a way that it's going to be on, a 4K 70-foot wide resolution. And people haven't had to do that. I think, though, when James Cameron hits us with Avatars 2 and 3, we're going to get a good idea of what that technology is very capable of. And Billy Lynn's Halftime Walk, which is coming up on the 18th, they're doing 120 frame per second presentations in New York and LA, I think next week.
Cool.
And people are super excited about that. I love Ang Lee. I think he's a great director. But so I think more and more we're going to see directors playing with these toys to kind of come up with some cinematic experiences we can all love. So it'll be interesting to see how that goes.
Hamilton 16 IMAX.
Sorry for talking too much.
No, that's all right, brother. Dude, this is your show too, man. Hamilton 16 IMAX, D-Box seating, GDX, and Matt, they have a bar, brother.
Oh, you talking to me? A bar? Yeah, I find that very appetizing.
Alluring. I was thinking the same thing. Paul, pronounce your last name for me.
It's McAtee. So
Okay, so I have been pronouncing it right to everybody else. I was just scared to say it in front of you because I wasn't sure yet.
Not a problem.
I've
I'm
been
impressed.
calling him Thor.
I don't think he would complain if you accidentally slipped up and called him McAfee.
No, I wouldn't go that far.
That's I've been telling people it's just like Pat McAfee, the punter,
I know
but
there's
with
a T in it. Yes.
Shout out to Pat McAfee if you're listening.
Yeah.
DJ Connections. Any parting words, brother?
Hey, if you have a question about us or kind of want to look at it, booking an event with us, www.djconnection.com. You'll find all the answers there. And if you mention my name, Paul, we'll even throw in a little money off there for you. So.
Ooh, I like that.
I know where I'm going for my next event.
Here we are. Matt Trees, any parting words from SwayyMedia,
Yeah,
brother?
SwayyMedia would just like to mention to anybody that's listening that we're a new video marketing production company. Lots of years of experience, 20 really combined. And we're here to help you get your message across very innovative and informational way.
It's movie night with JL Media from Hamilton 16 IMAX. Mitch, did you say when we were talking about Doctor Strange a minute ago, there's going to be cheers and tears at the end? Did you say tears?
I did not. I did not.
Okay.
But I'll tell you this, though. The ending is awesome.
Okay.
Totally caught me.
It is Doctor Strange. We're looking forward to it. Any parting words from Hamilton 16 IMAX?
I love JL Media, and I love meeting all these new people from our community, and thank you so much for doing what you do, Johnny.
Thank you, my brother. We will see you at Fantastic Beasts and Where in the World Are They? What's the name of it?
Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them.
I'm not a Harry Potter guy. I don't know.
You're gonna be.
this
You're
is
gonna
why-
be.
this
I'm gonna
is
get you a
why-
magic wand, Johnny.
This is why we have guests to help me along with this. Movie night with JL Media. Guys, thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you for having us.